How about the others?
Hi, Nanda.
Hi, good evening. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you.
Are we expecting the others or not?
Srilekha is going to join right now.
Okay. And about the others?
Hey Nanda, I have
Okay.
informed our guy to look into it. They're working
Huh?
on it. Okay? They'll update us soon. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. You can start.
Okay. Let me open the system. Okay, so we have seen some transactions, right? So we have seen the parallel currencies, parallel ledger, right? Fine, we have posted few transactions as well. So today we are going to discuss some more transactions, and we'll also see the the reports. Any questions from any one of the topics we discussed so far? Looks like no questions. Fine. So let's get into the transactions. So far we have seen F-02, FB50. These are the transactions codes, and also we have seen FB01, right? So we also have seen FB01. So these are the transactions we have been using for posting general ledger transaction, right? So the path in all these cases we can see then in the general ledger, but FB01 does not have any specific what do you call path. So FB01, F-02. Of course, we have FB01L and FB50L. We have seen this transaction also. This is to post transaction specific to a ledger group. Okay. And let's see some transaction, some reports first, right? So in the case of document FB02, FB03, we have seen FB03 display, but FB02, what are FB02? So it is change after posting a document. If you want to change, we can go and change in FB02. What changes we can do? We cannot change the CO objects, I mean cost center, profit center, those stuff, WBS, sales order, internal or whatever you give, those cannot be changed. You cannot change a tax code. You cannot change the amount. What else can be changed? You can change payment terms. You can change assignment. If you want, you can change long text or short text. Only there are few fields that are available to change. Now let me go into FB02. If you know a specific document, you can just select it over here, followed by company code and fiscal year. And if you don't know that information about the document number, you can do just select the document list. You will have multiple options here.
Then the lot of statics.
Means echoing or what?
Not echoing is statics, like when you talk, it just sounds statics. So
Uh-huh.
yeah,
How is it now?
now it is okay.
Okay. Now this is the screen, right? So you can find the document number in multiple ways. If you just select the document fiscal year, company code and ledger, on executing, you will have all the document numbers posted in this company code in this fiscal year for this ledger. Or if you want to if you want to enter a document type, you can pick up all the document numbers posted using that particular document type. You can select posting date, entry date, all these. There are different options, right? You can select, and you can see own documents. If I just select one document, the transactions, whatever I have posted, all can be shown. Okay. So that way you can, uh, pull that document list, and from there you can pick up the desired document number. I'm just executing. I've not given any fiscal year, just entered company code for this doc ledger and my own documents. It is saying I specify another selection criteria. It means the range is more here, but I'm just ignoring press enter. You will have all the document numbers. It means, yeah, these many document numbers are there. Okay. Now I'm just selecting one, the last one I'm selecting. Here you have this. Double click on any of these. See, you have an option to change assignment text. You don't have an option to change any of these. These are all grayed out. Okay. You don't have an option to change any of these. These are all grayed out. And similarly, if you want the other line item, just click on this 1,20,000. Here also the same. If you want, you can change it and just save. Automatically that gets updated. Okay, from here I can go to display. From here, document, I can just select display change. If it is there in the change, it converts into display. If it is there in display, it becomes change.
Is there anything you can change in the document header?
You cannot change anything in the document. I think you can change the reference. I think you can change the reference or document header text, but you cannot change the yeah, reference and document header text, but you cannot change any dates. Only the header text and reference. Okay, so if you want, you can make it display or change. It's not working here, but you can do it from here. It's not working. It's not happening, but you can go into the display mode also. Okay, that's about the change. Next, reverse. We have already seen the reversal, individual reversal. The moment I select mass reversal, we have to be very careful here. If you don't select any company code, any date or fiscal year, whatever the documents posted in this client, all will get reversed. So you have to be very careful while executing this transaction. Okay, why I'm stressing careful, because during the initial load we had similar issue in one of our earlier implementations. I just thought of just trying to enter a document number and in the particular company code, and I just tried to enter the same thing and I wanted to execute, but while copying it, it did not happen, but I've executed it. So the documents, all the documents posted as part of initial load, all have been reversed except the material documents. Except the material documents, all will get reversed. Okay, so I had to sit whole the night, and I had to upload all the values. So that's the main important thing here. Okay, so while executing mass reversal, we have to be very careful. So mass reversal is, it means you can run multiple you can reverse multiple documents in one go. You can do the same thing even from here FB08. If you go here, you have an option called mass reversal. You can select here. It will take you to the same place. Okay, so here you can give a range. Basically this helps in giving multiple ranges, but you have to be very careful while using this transaction code. If something goes wrong, then whole thing has to be reposted. Okay, that's about the reverse. Somehow the system is not behaving properly. Yeah, now it's happening. Okay, so now I'm just entering into the account. Display balances, line items. Line item in the sense, for a particular GL, you can see transaction wise. You can see document number wise in another way. That's about the line items. Whereas GL display balances, GL balances, okay, it is the balance, the total of that corresponding month. It means you can see the total balances month wise. This FAGLB03 is the new T code from new GL concept. Earlier, we used to consider for this FS10N. Of course, you can use FS10N still, but you can use either this or you can use FS10N. It gives you the same thing, but there is a slight change which I will tell you. I'll show you the difference. Okay, there is a slight change in that which I will show you now. So I'm going into FHGL B03 in the selection screen. So again, in the line items, we have two transaction codes. Here, if you see account, company code, fiscal year, and general ledger. Okay, account number, company code, fiscal year, ledger. Now, if you go and select FS10N, FS10N, now you can see the account number, company code, fiscal year, ledger. So ledger was not there in the earlier cases. You can see the ledger now, but earlier it was not there. Only these three fields were there. Okay, only these first three were there. The ledger was not part of this. Okay, so but FAGLB03 is the latest transaction code. So we have this transaction code, and just we'll use the same thing. Now 5,20,000.
Well, I don't see any difference between FS10N and this one,
That's
because
what FS10. Yeah,
the ledger is here and also on FS10 and
right. But earlier in earlier versions, we were not finding ledgers. You can see this thing from the new GL ledgers. But prior to that, we were not finding this ledger at all. That's the difference.
okay. And what is the difference between FS10 only?
FS10N or FS10,
Yeah, FS10 only.
not sure. I've never used FS10. So FS10N probably it, yeah,
So this
it
is
does not have,
FS10.
yeah, it does not have the ledger, but it has something else, transaction currency or business area.
So
Not
there,
sure. I think
there.
this is also a old versions old versions transaction code. I never used this FS10. Probably we may have FK10 then. Yes, FD10. Probably these are all the old transaction codes. Okay, I'm just going into FHGLB03. I'm just entering 5,20,000, just executing. Since it is an account balance, you can see the totals month wise. How much is debit? How much is credit? What is the balance? What is the cumulative balance? Okay, we have some transactions posted in September also. Then you can see the cumulative value. Now, if I double click on this on the debit line item, I can see the line items. I can see the line items 76,680. 76,680. Now, if I double click on the credit line item 7,500, I can see 7,500. If I double click on the balances, I can see all of them. Okay, that's the again from here you can go further. I don't know whether, yeah, just double click on this, you can find the details, all the details of the transaction. But in FBL3N, you can go further, that you can see. Okay, so these are the details that you can see. This is about FAGLB03 FS10N. Now, I'm going into FAGLL03, double click on that. Okay, I'm just selecting the same thing, executing. Here we have, if I double click on that, you can see details. These are the details. And if I want to change the layout or if I want few more fields to be added, you just select this thing. Okay, these are the values that are there in the report. These are the values that are not there in this. If you don't want certain thing, if you don't want posting key, just select the same thing, assign onto the right. And if you want asset, select the same thing, assign it over here. Assign it over here. Okay, you can just select the same thing, assign it over here. So accordingly, you can change. Suppose I don't want posting key, I'm just selecting here. This will be removed from here. And aside, I want it prior to document date. So select document date. And if you don't select anything, asset will go and sit in the last. But if you select anything, and when you are assigning, the asset will come above to the selected item. So since I've selected document date, and when I'm assigning, it comes about to the selected item. And I just have to say copy. I can see the asset. Now, if I want to save this layout, you can use this. You can save it locally or you can save it for everyone. What do you mean by locally? It means you can select this layout only when you want to use. Okay, layout. So all the layouts should start with Z. So you can say ZSAP. You can say layout. Now, if you want to make it as user specific, I mean, if you want to use this layout only for our purpose, it means this layout will not be available to outside people other than you. Then in such case, then select this. If you want this layout be available to everyone, you don't select it. Just say save. So it has to start with the slash, then select slash and just say save slash ZSAP. That's it. Now, when you when you go back, you will not see the same layout. If you come back here, you will not be able to see the asset in this layout. Right. You're not finding still. The reason being the default layout. So if you want to select your layout, just you select this, select layout. You can find your own layout slash ZSAP or something. You can see over here, just select the same. You can find it out. Or you can select the same thing here also. Here you can select SAP, then you can find the same thing. Okay, this is the place where you can do. Okay, and yeah, that's
Nanda,
about.
what is a tick mark? You know, when you just select the layout, and I
Mhm.
see some of the tick mark. Yeah, all
Yeah,
this.
here this is ascending, descending asset sort order,
Oh, okay.
and some values, subtotals, subtotals in the sense we don't have an option here. At least if I have the other document types, I can subtotal it by document type, or I can subtotal it by, yeah. So what I
Document
will
date.
do, sorry,
I said document date, you can do it.
yeah, yeah. So based on the dates, you can do that. So just select that. Since you have totals over here, straight away you can select subtotals. So based on the particular date, you can see subtotals. Now all these, the subtotal is over here. All these you can see over here. That's the subtotal concept. In the subtotal, you need to have total first. Without totals, you cannot do subtotals. And here, if I double click on that, since we are in FAGLL 03, you can see the details. Okay, we can see only the details. Now there is a old transaction code for the same called FBL3N. I'm just going into FBL3N. Now I'm just executing. It looks the same way, but if I double click on this, it will take me to the details, original details. If I just click on this, I can see the journal entry. Now, if I double click on that, I can see something. Since it is in display mode, if I want to change, I can change. Okay. So that's the advantage of the Vault transaction code. Remaining things are all same. Okay. Just go back. Now, FAGLL03 display line item, FAGLL003H, again line item browser. This is also the line item report. Just select the same thing, FAGLL0303 and H. Right. The main difference, what is the change that you can see or hear? Right. If I go here in FAGLL03, I can see GL account, company code, open item, cleared item, all item, ledger, select carry forward layout and maximum number of items. But if you see over here in FAGLL03H, company code, GL account, open item, cleared item, all items. Okay. Next, ledger, of course, is there. Select closing, opening, postings at the year end. Okay. It means you can see some new things are here. If you see over here, the selection condition, this is the important. From the FAGLL03H perspective, this thing is important. It means even though I select here a GL account, and even if I select a particular open item, and if I don't enter anything, and if I execute, all will be displayed. But you have an option to maintain certain document numbers. Here you have multiple options. You can restrict a few document numbers, or you can select single document numbers. I mean, whatever the document numbers you want, you can select them, or you can give a range, or you can exclude single values. I don't want one document number, I don't want this document number, or I can give a range of exclude document number ranges. And the moment I execute here, I would be able to see only those document numbers. Okay, this is the main difference here. So selection conditions is the new one. Now, the moment I select here, edit selection screen, okay, selection screen, it means you have an option. Of course, here nothing is created. You can select certain fields which you want. You can select the same thing and you can enter the selection screen here as well. Okay. And the other thing we have is the last one. Here, file output details, then file name, create file on presentation server, create file on application server. It means if you want to download this thing directly, you can download. Directly, you can download this report on the presentation server or application server. Presentation server is something like, I'm not sure about it. I mean, it's kind of, if at all you have any virtual machines, I think something relating to that, not sure exactly. But create file and application server, this is what our desktop. If you want, you can do it from here. Okay, so apart from that, that's the main thing. So here, of course, you have include items from accounts without open item management. So you want to consider everything. We can consider all of them and just execute. Database column is unknown. There is some mismatch in that. There is some mismatch. What is this XBLN? XLGCLR? It's just a column or field something. So there is some problem with one of the fields, because of that it is not being displayed. Okay, so I mean, it's going to be the same, only few changes in that. Now,
Nanda,
yes,
can you go back to that interface again? Why is picking that? Can you scroll down? Maybe there's something. I was wondering why he's saying that.
no, I think it is some column. It is saying as some column.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't know what is this column is. See, database column Excel GCLR is unknown. Don't know what this column is, what this field is.
All right.
Is unknown. No information at all. Proper information is also not there. Okay.
Nanda, these all these new transactions code are, they are very difficult to remember, because they are so much in length.
No, I mean, you don't require to remember all of them, as long as you know to access from easy access, that's fine. And moreover, in S4 HANA, you don't have an option to remember all these, because we have a separate tile for each of them, separate area for each of these activities. You have separate set altogether. Okay, right.
Otherwise, they should have used the same old transactions code and modified it. That
Correct,
based
correct,
based on that version. Like if it is ECC6, it's a different skin. As for another
correct,
different screen. But they should keep the same transactions code.
correct, correct. So GL master, of course, we have seen already FS00, FSP0, FSSO. Okay, and we will discuss little later about the collective processing. We'll discuss that later. And that's all from this. And in the case of reporting, so this is not the relating to us. So just go into information system, general ledger reports. You can see the similar kind of reports with the different layouts or something. Yeah, among them account balances, it's going to be the same, but the layout is different. GL account balances, the other day we have seen S underscore PL0 underscore 86000030, right? You can see this one S underscore ALR underscore 870122277, right? If I just get into this, just enter 1248 is our chart of accounts. You can enter specific accounts, GLs or range of GLs, or you can do anyways. I'm just selecting fiscal year period 1 to 16, and I just execute. You can see the GL, the total here, and the carry credit balance reporting. Okay, I mean a different layout, but the important thing is of course, we have not covered the financial statement version, but in financial statement version, we have a transaction code F.01. There is one report F.01. It's similar to this. S underscore we don't have here. Okay. Yeah, F.01 is there. Here, this is again a financial statement related stuff. In the case of financial statement, what is financial statement? It's basically trading profit and loss account and balance sheet thing. The profit and loss account and balance sheet is based on a concept called financial statement version. We have not covered that yet. We will be covering after some time. So you need a configuration step called financial statement version. You need to create a variant which will take care of all the GLs under different heads. And you will be selecting the same financial statement version in order to see your reports. See here, this is the one financial statement version. You need to enter the financial statement version, reporting year and comparison year. So chart of accounts, GL account range or company code. So you can do the same thing. We have another transaction code. I don't remember F.01. I don't remember the path, but F.01 is another, the T code for financial statement version. Of course, we will discuss these two things once we complete our financial statement version part. Yes, chart of accounts, GL accounts, company code, and you can see financial statement. Okay, so it's the same. All you need is the financial statement version. This is a configuration step. It's a small configuration, not a big one. Just matter of 10-15 minutes, we can finish. We can create one financial statement version. I'll show you how to do that little later. So these are the different financial statement versions available. Okay, so we will have to select our own and execute. We can see our profit and loss account and balance sheet. Right, so that's about something on the reporting front. So let's come back to our transactions. So document entry, we have seen FB50, FB50L, FD02, FB01, FB01L. Okay, and let's see something about park document. Okay, what are these park documents? There are basically park documents, hold documents, sample documents, and of course recurring documents. That is different. There are basically four types of documents that we come across in our transactions: park document, hold document, then sample document, finally the recurring document. What is a park document? When do we use this park document?
Nanda, you sound very low.
Oh, how is it now?
Now is okay.
Okay. So what is this park document? When do we use park documents? And when do we park a document? Parking in the sense we are keeping this document aside for some reason. We are not posting the document. Okay. We are not actually posting this document at all. We are keeping this document for some reason. We are keeping this document aside. And after certain transactions, we will post. What are these? Basically, park documents are used in the case of approvals. In the case of approvals. So in SAP, the approvals happen with the help of workflows. We have a concept called workflows, and used on based on the the workflow categories, we will post the transaction. Let's say a junior consultant has a limit of $10,000. It means he can post any transaction until 10,000. But once a transaction, if at all we have a transaction with more than 10,000, he will not have authorization. What he does in such case, he will post the document as a park, as a park document. As soon as a transaction happened, as soon as a transaction is parked, based on the workflow will trigger. So based on the workflow, it goes to the next level person. It means junior accountant, as soon as a junior accountant park this document, the the workflow will trigger to a senior accountant. And since senior accountant has a limit of 10,000, between 10,000 and 20,000. So it checks, it checks whether the amount is within that limit. If it is within that limit, he will post that transaction. It means as soon as he approves that, the document gets updated. Suppose if it is out of his limit, he will again trigger the point, so that that will go to the manager level. It means he is approving. The senior consultant is approving from his end. He is checking the document and approving. And it goes to the manager again will have some certain limit. If it is within his limit, he will just approve, the transaction gets posted. If not, he will approve, that goes to the next level person. That way the workflow will help us. So in order to do the workflow, we require a technical help. Okay, so we need certain other authorizations. Based on that, it happens. Now let's post a park document. Let us see a document and see. This is just similar to that of our AB50, but a little change. Okay, I'm just entering the details. So here, if you see, the company code is AB12. Ours is not AB12. In order to change, go to here, company code, put 1248, press enter. You can see now company code 1248. Just put some date, currency, reference, then company code. Yeah, GL account 5,20,000, 1,20,000. Here you need to select debit or credit. Which one are you debiting? Which one are you crediting? I'll say 1550. Now, since it is an expenditure requires a CO object. I'm just entering cost center. SCA required an entry in the reference number. So I'm just entering reference number. Someone has changed some configuration. Okay, fine. Anyways, just simulate to see. No amount tolerance range entered for company code. Okay, you can see now. Now here, if I select here, it is saying as a park. It means it is not updating our records. Now let me show you that. I'm just saving it is parked item. See, customizing settings for ledgers for universal journal entry. Something went wrong, I think. Let's see. Just save it. No amount or tolerance range entered for company code. Someone has changed. I don't know what is that. So tolerance limit is removed or what? Let's see. tolerance removed, tolerance limit is reduced or removed or something happened. See, there are inconsistencies in the customizing settings for ledgers of this thing to prevent a database mismatch postings. If the let's see, correct the customizing settings for ledger currency configuration of controlling area inconsistent. Currency configuration of controlling is inconsistent. Controlling area is configured with currency 30 USD, but the currency the client is set to INR. Changes happened. Currency of the controlling area. See, currency of the client is set to INR. It means if you go here in SCC4, SCC4 is the place where we maintain our group currency. You see here, it is changed to INR. That's where the confusion, that's where the problem is arising. Okay, let us make it to USD again. Okay, fine. Anyways, I'm going back to the park document. Okay, let me just try to save it now. Saving now. Right, see, document number was parked 1 all zeros 1 6. Okay, let me get into FBL3N or FAGLL03. Select the company, the GL accounts and company code, and if I execute, I won't be able to see this transaction 1 all 016. We are not finding over here. But if you select over here parked items, you have one option called parked items, right? So select these parked items and execute. You can see the same. Okay, 1 all 016. You're finding it with a different status. It says as a parked item. Okay, it says as a parked item. You can see that. Now, in the case of parked items, you can change the parked item. Okay, in order to do that, just get into document, parked, parked documents. Here, see, post and delete, change, display. So FBV2. If I select FBV2, company code, document number, fiscal year, just enter, you can see now. So parked item, you can change because the transaction is not posted typical in finance. Okay, you have an option to change the dates, you have an option to change the amount, you have an option to change the object. Okay, you have an option to change everything. Okay, but the document number going to be the same. Whatever you change, it will get and stored here in this document number only. Okay, so you can do that way. Or if I just say display, you can able to see only them. Now let me post this FBV0. Select FBV0. Right, enter. Here you can see everything, and you can go to document and you can simulate here. If you want to see the journal entry, you can still check that. Okay, and now if you see over here, it says as again, just select this complete, save park document as completed. Okay, we cannot use this again, it says as a park, and just select this, save park document as completed. Now I'm just saving that. Preliminary posting of document was changed. Okay, now go back to FBL3N, and if you execute, select the parked item, execute, you, it means still it hasn't happened. I think there is another way, I'm not sure, but it will be posted. Let me just see that. Or you have an option, another option, document to post, but it has to happen from here only. Save as completed, park, save park document. Okay, so just select a document and just select post. Let us see. I don't remember exactly. No amount of tolerance range entered for company code. This is the problem, another change in the configuration. Okay, financial accounting, then tolerance right here we will have in the document, tolerance, define tolerance groups. Okay, ours is 1248 group. Double click here. It's there properly. But why it is saying
Maybe the tolerance group for the GL account.
no, that is not the case. That's for purely the security thing. Tolerance entered for company code. Let's see this. Tolerance group in the GL master is for security controls. Workflow is also activated. So no tolerance group is specified in this. In a tolerance group, you define the upper limit for a posting. If you have entered the correct company code, ensure that at least one tolerance group is created for this company code. This is not also assigned to company code. You did this configuration under financial accounting document line item tolerance group for employees. I think we have done this, but why this is saying it is there, why it is still saying that? I think we have everything. Okay. Okay. Let us see, let us assign this tolerance group. Normally tolerance, we don't maintain tolerance group at all, but let's see. It is expecting tolerance group here in S4.
How about that in a company, users they will have their own name assigned.
Oh, sorry.
So, so
Hello.
that's what I'm saying. I said maybe you still need to assign the tolerance group to you as a user.
Correct. That's what I'm doing. I'm just entering star over here. Let's see.
I don't know if it's going to recognize you as star.
The group, all groups can be considered, right? So I have assigned star to the username best. Okay, let's see. But normally this is not at all required. I don't know in the latest versions of S4, it probably it is expecting. Not sure about. Let me try it from the beginning. FBV0, enter. Okay, I'm just trying to post it. Let's see. The same problem. Amount tolerance entered for company code 1248. Anyways, let me just see this. Something happened in the system. Let us see. Let me just try it once now with this. Not sure about how it works. Let me just select it as 1248 here and see. If not, we will see that. Okay, let us see now. So let me try to post this transaction. Otherwise, okay, BV0, just enter post POC document. Let me try to post it now. Okay, let me see. Let me simulate it and post. Okay, document overview. Again, we don't have an option. Yeah, post option we have. Let's see posting this document. Yeah, document was posted in company code 1248. Don't know why. I'll just check once again and see, because we normally don't maintain the tolerance groups and maintain the tolerance group to the user. Normally we don't do that. Let me just check in another system. Let me just check in my system, in my client system, and I'll confirm you back on this. I'm still bit um, bit confusion on this. I still have some confusions on this. Let me just check in my system and I'll confirm you back. But currently, what we did in this case is we have already created a tolerance group for our company code, and the same tolerance group is assigned to the user what we are using now. So our user ID is best. To that best, we have assigned this tolerance group. So
Now,
that way it worked.
sorry. I think you because where I worked before when a lady got married and changed her name, so the security changed that, and we had to go into here to reassign her proper name to the company. I mean, to the tolerance group.
Hmm.
So you understand?
Sorry, I did.
I
No,
said
I did not.
I said there was a situation where a woman got married and changed her name.
Hmm.
Okay, in the system, and they went to the tolerance group to change that name to her name, her last name, and the first name. So the old name she was using was terminated. The new name was assigned in here to the tolerance group. So I think when you come back, let us know. They
Yeah,
have to.
but normally, when we have a tolerance group of this kind, the security people will take care of that part. Security people will have a role in assigning the authorizations. But I don't know why, because the other day, you remember, we have created this tolerance group without maintaining the tolerance group. System gave us some error, and I had to maintain the group here. But this group is required only when we are posting the POC documents, right? This group we have assigned to the user, and it is required only in the case of POC document. Earlier we have posted some other documents and it did not ask us. Okay, but my point, my hunch is it is not at all required. Let me just check in my client system and I'll provide an update on this. Okay.
Let us know, please.
Yeah, I will do that tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, so that's about the park document, and tomorrow we'll continue holder document, sample document, and recurring documents. Okay,
All right.
yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks everyone. Please go
Thank you.
through